Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we are going to be going over the best loadout on every single zombies map. So this includes 4 perks, 2, maybe 3 weapons, depending on if we include Mule Kick. This list will not include Gobblegums or Elixirs from Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4. In Cold War, we will be going over attachments. We are not covering anything non-Treyarch. And we are also not going to be covering Call of Duty Vanguard because that's a can of worms, and I simply don't care about what the best loadout is, and I'm assuming you guys don't either. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to jump right into World at War. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. All the YouTuber shit, of course. Let's get into it.
Well, now we got a castle map and the name begins with D. Sweet. Well, how do you pronounce it? Yeah, we don't really know, but we gon' hit you with the panzer, we gon' hit you with the bow. We got the wonder sphere, we got the gravity spikes, and when we making the Easter egg, we tryna ruin your life.
So, starting off this list, we have Nocturne and Totem from World at War. So now, obviously, there's no perks on this map. So what weapons do you want? What kind of weapons? I suggest a flamethrower and a ray gun. Now, the flamethrower, obviously, you have infinite ammo. That's the common high round strat. Is actually just to use the Colt because it's really light. But, like, let's be realistic here. You want to use the ray gun because it's the best gun in the game. And it's going to kill the zombies up until round like 30, and if you put enough bullets into them till like round 40, and if you run out of ammo on the ray gun, you know, maybe swap in and get the Thompson, okay? And before round 25, instead of flamethrower, I recommend running the MG42, just because you can camp on knock with an MG42 or a Browning, although the MG42 is the better one. It is better. Okay, don't at me. You can camp comfortably until round 25, and then I recommend you start training, save up some money so you can hit the box for a flamethrower. But if you get the Browning, you can still camp with it till round 25. It's not going to make a huge difference. World at War. Now, obviously, you have the OG 4 perks. You don't have much choice, you just get them. Quick Arrive, even though it does nothing in solo, you want 4 perks. Get the 4 perks. Double Tap, Juggernaut, Speed Cola. You're going to want the Ray Gun and the Wonder Waff. Now, you could use the PPSH over the over the Ray Gun, sorry. If you don't like the Ray Gun splash damage, or, you know, you're just, like, not feeling the Ray Gun's ammo. Like, the PPSH is not a bad decision. Unfortunately, there's not many good wall weapons in World at War, so really, this, for some of these strats, is just kind of all you're left with, and then you just kind of have to use the trap, which is, you know, whatever. Okay, now the next map we're going into is Shinonuma on World at War. Now, obviously, you have the OG 4 perks, and then the only other thing you need is PPSH and a Wonder Waff, and then you can get to, like, round 1,000 just by playing the game. Because eventually you'll hit insta-kill rounds. There's 24 zombies around. Take them out with your Wonder Waff. This is one of the simplest ones. Don't need much explanation here. Okay, now, Doris World at War. OG 4 perks. PPSH, Wonder Waff, Ray Gun. Now, you want to use Wonder Waff and a Ray Gun if you're playing solo, but if you're playing 2-player, the second player can just run a ray gun and a PPSH. Also want to mention that for Shinonuma, if you're playing 2-player, they don't have to use a Wonder Waff. The second player can then use a ray gun instead, obviously. Alright, next map we're jumping into is Kino der Toten on Black Ops 1. Now, you're going to want to run Juggernaut, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, and Mule Kick. If you're in co-op, don't run Quick Revive, run Double Tap instead. Now, just get a Ray Gun, a Thunder Gun, and a Galil. Now, Thunder Gun is obvious, it's the wonder weapon on the map. Ray Gun is still fairly obvious, as it has the most punch. It's the second best weapon on the map. Now, you kind of want a bullet weapon, an automatic weapon. And in my opinion, the best automatic bullet weapon in the game is the Galil. And now you could argue you could use the Commando, obviously, whichever one you prefer. But the Commando and the Galil are going to be the 2 weapons you want to stick to for most of Black Ops 1. just the Commando and the Galil, and obviously get monkey bombs on any map they have monkey bombs on. That includes the Reese, Kino, anything like that.
And those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future. I said, are certain to miss the future.
Now, 5 is one of the hardest maps, and your weapon selection does not help this either. So you're going to want to, starting with the perks, let's get Mule Kick, Quick Revive, Juggernaut, and Speed Cola. Alright? Obviously, if you're playing in 2-player co-op mode, drop Quick Revive or keep it, but honestly, I'd rather have Double Tap over Quick Revive in 2-player mode. Now, weapons, Ray Gun, Winter's Howl, and Galil. Now, Winter's Howl is really, you can, if you use it right, it's not that bad. What it should be done is to slow the zombies down and help you get those trap kills on 5, which is really the strategy if you want to make it to like a really high round on 5. It's trap kills. Ray Gun, it's the most efficient way to kill the zombies, really, because the Winter's Howl isn't going to kill shit, let's be honest. Now, and then Galil, just good wonder weapon, really good weapon, good bullet weapon, obviously. And if you're playing in 2-player, I recommend one of your players get the crossbow. And even if you go on to a really high round, drop the ray gun for the crossbow or drop the Galil for the crossbow. It'll help you get those trap kills, and it's just a really, really helpful weapon on a map that doesn't have a really strong, helpful wonder weapon. Crossbow kind of helps out there. Next map we're jumping into is Ascension. Now, you're going to want to get Jug, Stamina, PhD, and Quick Revive. If you're in 2-player, instead of Quick Revive, get Speed Cola. Also, in 2-player, instead of the Thunder Gun, the second player should get Mustang and Sally's with PhD. Because it's like a really good safety weapon. That goes for any map beyond this point. The second player, instead of getting like the wonder weapon, like your safety weapon, get Mustang and Sally's. I'm telling you, like, it's just super helpful in this game. Make sure you get the Thunder Gun, Ray Gun, okay? And then maybe a Galil instead if you'd rather have that instead of the Ray Gun. Again, personal choice.
Cause it get cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota.
So the next map I want to talk about is Call of the Dead. PhD, Juggernaut, Stamina, and Quick Revive. If you're in 2-player, instead of Quick Revive, get Speed Cola. Now, Scavenger and Ray Gun. You could alternatively use the Galil. The second player should run the VR11 for the insta-kill bonus. Honestly, this is a really good strategy, and I think the map is easier 2-player than it is solo, which is not something you see a lot.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps
Okay, Shangri-La, BO1. Make sure you use PhD, Juggernaut, Quick Revive, Speed Cola. In 2-player, instead of Quick Revive, run Stamina Up. Okay, Stamina Up's really helpful. It'll help you get around the map quicker. Use the Baby Gun and the Ray Gun. In 2-player, instead of the Baby Gun, Mustang and Sally's, a Galil. I don't know, whatever you're feeling. Honestly, I don't know what to say. Moon, Black Ops 1. Mule Kick, Juggernaut, Quick Revive, and PhD. Now in 2-player, run Speed Cola instead of Quick Revive. Get the Zap Gun, the Ray Gun, and the Galil. Now 2nd player, instead of Zap Guns, run Mustang and Sally. Get yourself the Gerst device. You're going to want that over the QEDs. QEDs have some uses, but Gerst device consistently, every time you throw it, it gets the job done. Same thing goes on Ascension. I know I mentioned Gerst devices, but you don't want the Matryoshka dolls. No, no, no. getting into the World of War maps on Black Ops 1. Now you're going to want to get Mule Kick, a Thunder Gun, a Ray Gun, and a Galil. Just because that's really all you could get on this map. Thunder Gun's the only infinite damage thing that you can get on Nox Black Ops 1. Ray Gun is just, it's the Ray Gun. And the Galil, as I said earlier, is your go-to assault rifle in this game. Maybe the Commando, but... Verrucht Black Ops 1, Juggernaut, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, and Mule Kick. Winter's Howl, a Ray Gun, and an RPK. Now, the strat that you should use for this is camping right near on the double tap side where the electric thing is on the left. Like right in your camping, there's a window to your left. You're going to want to use that electric trap. Make sure you use the Winter's Howl to slow the zombies down. That's really the point. You slow them down, you shoot them with your ray gun. RPK, I think it's the best LMG in the game. Is that like a hot take? I'm not sure. I don't know if you prefer the HK-21, but RPK, best LMG in the game in my opinion. So let's move. Moving on now to Shino Numa on Black Ops 1. You're going to want Speed Cola, Juggernog, Quick Revive, and Mule Kick, actually. So, now the weapons you're going to want to run is the Wunderwaffe, the Ray Gun, and the Galil. Really not much else to say here. Just Wunderwaffe, infinite damage. Ray Gun, it's a really good weapon. Again, a lot of these things stay consistent throughout the whole video, because it's in the same game, and they have the same weapons. So yeah, no wonder the best weapons in one map, guess what, they're still that good in the next. So don't get mad at me for not having variety picks here, okay? Come on. Darius Black Ops 1. Mule Kick, Juggernog, Speed Cola, and Quick Revive. Now for weapons, the Wunderwaffe, the Ray Gun, and the RPK. Now you could swap out the RPK for Galil if you want to start training, but up until about round 25, 30, 35 even, if you're good enough, with the RPK you should be able to keep yourself situated just camping on the catwalk. So that's what I'd recommend. Alright, and moving on to Black Ops 2. We are clearly in a very different area than where I was before. I'm at Aiden's house now. Aiden, say hi.
Yo, what's poppin'?
Aiden's doing something on his computer. I'm at his house. I got myself a Dr. Pepper.
Good job.
I am so glad that's on camera. I have to clean that up. Okay. Sorry about that. I hope y'all got a laugh out of that because that was funny as fuck. I dropped it going up the stairs over there. I dropped it. It rolled off my leg and I was like, damn, I didn't fucking think about that for some reason. Anyway. Okay, this is now my 4th time recording Black Ops 2. Yeah. I believe I already did the clip, so let's just jump right into it. Transit. 4 perks you should get. Quick Revive, Double Tap, Juggernaut, Stamina Up. Obviously, if you're in co-op or 3-player, 4-player, get Speed Cola instead of Quick Revive. Extremely important. Cannot stress this enough. Get Galvin Knuckles. You have to be able to kill the fucking denizens when they start going. And you also have to be able to kill the Avogadro. He's going to be punching your ass. You got to beat his ass back. Now, do not get the jet gun. The jet gun is a pile of garbage. It's spread out in 4 different corners of the map. You pick up a piece of shit. You pick up another piece of shit. You put them together. It's not good. Trust me. Don't get the jet gun. The weapons you should consider getting is Ray Gun Mark II and the Galil. Just because you're just going to die around round 40. The jet gun sucks. Just do this. Have some fucking fun. You should be running a shield. In the early game, obviously have a turbine, but in late game, you should probably have a shield. And yeah, that's that. Alright, now moving on to Die Rise. For perks, you should get Quick Revive, Double Tap, Juggernog, and Mule Kick. Swap Who's Who when Quick Revive runs out. So once you use your 3 Quick Revives, make sure you get Who's Who, because it literally just does the same thing, but worse. So the weapons you should get is the AN-94 and the Sliquifier, and then for your Mule Kick weapon, the Ray Gun Mark II. Yeah, that's that. Obviously, get Speed Cola instead of Quick Revive when you're playing in co-op mode. Yeah, move on to the next map. Alright, now moving on. This is one of the reasons I wanted to do this video in the first place. This is Mob of the Dead. Okay, obviously, now if you run this setup that I have right here, you will be invincible and you will not die. If you run any other setup, chances are you're going to die. Let's jump right into it. So the perks you should be running: Electric Cherry, Speed Cola, Juggernog, and Double Tap. Now remember, you don't need Quick Revive because you have Afterlife. There is also no Mule Kick on this map and no PhD. There hasn't been PhD for all of Black Ops 2. A little sad until Origins. We'll get to that. Now weapons, the Vitrolic Withering. So obviously that is the Acid Gat Pack-a-Punched. When you shoot it, it attracts the zombies. You shoot your burst, and it attracts all the zombies to your burst shot, and then that means you're not getting hit. You reload with the Electric Cherry. It stuns the zombie. You do it fast. Guess what? The explosion doesn't kill you because you have Jug. Yeah, Aiden, you just saw the man. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Next weapon you should be running, Ray Gun Mark II. Just because it's the best weapon. That's really about it. It's just simply the best weapon. That's the reason the Ray Gun Mark II has been in every Black Ops 2 map so far, at least mentioned once, because it's that good. And second player, you should probably run the Sweeper and a Ray Gun, maybe a Ray Gun Mark II. Make sure you guys get the Hell's Redeemer and the Shield. Now, obviously, Hell's Redeemer, you feed the dogs. Yeah, this is the best loadout on Mob of the Dead.
When everything's been dragging you down, grabbed you by the hair, I pulled you to the ground. If you want to get up, you need a little revive.
Moving on to Buried. Eventually, you're going to want to get all perks from the Witch House, but before you do that, these are the 4 perks I recommend getting. Juggernaut, Quick Revive, Double Tap, and Vulture Aid. Vulture Aid's really cool. You can see all around the map. All around the map, you can see where the mystery box is, everything. You step in the green smoke, get ammo. It's incredibly helpful for this map. Double Tap, it's pretty obvious why. You know, you got that Black Ops 2. I forgot to mention, yeah, it's Black Ops 2 now, so Double Tap doesn't increase the fire rate. What it does is it makes your bullets do double damage because it puts out a second bullet every time without taking up more ammo. So it's essentially double damage. Weapons: Paralyzer and a Ray Gun Mark II. Now, if you have a Mule Kick, you should probably get an AN-94 as well, because it's a wall buy, and it's the best wall buy in all of Zombies history, without a doubt. You guys should make sure you get the Head Chopper and the Subsonic Boom Boom Thundergun Trap. I don't fucking know. And you can camp by Jug until like round 30, or you can camp on top of the bank with the Paralyzer. There's a lot of good strategies on this map, and honestly, as long as you have the Paralyzer and some of the buildables, you can get to round 50.
A moment and break the ice, so my intentions are known. See, I have pity in watching you suffer.
Alright, now moving on to Origins. Now this is obviously the Black Ops 2 version of Origins. So, staff of preference. That really means you could use any of the 4 staffs, and depending on the round, it could be good. Now, in my opinion, the staffs act as on a scale, okay? Alright, so on one end of the scale, you have the Wind Staff, which is like the most safe staff that you could possibly have, alright? Before round 17, it'll just keep you safe the whole time. and it'll blow all zombies away. Now, eventually that's going to stop, and it's really low on ammo. So even though it's the most safe, it has the worst ammo and does the worst damage. Lightning Staff comes in right after that. Has a lot more ammo, and it's really safe because you can just spam it at the ground. You'll kill everything, okay? But it also does less damage than the Fire Staff, which is still safe because it's kind of like a shotgun. You know, it shoots out the fireballs everywhere. But you're not going to be able to kill the zombies behind you by shooting it on the floor. You do still have to aim, sort of, a little. I don't know. And then the least safe is the Ice Staff. But you ask anyone who's gotten around 100, what staff did they use? The Ice Staff. You want to know why? Because it's the best, as long as you're not fucking dumb. So, Origins, I have to preface whatever staff you feel like. Because honestly, they all serve a purpose and they're all very good. Now, you should then get the Boomhilda or the Mark II. Now, the Boomhilda is a lot easier to get your hands on, but the Mark II is like 10 times or 100 times better than the Boomhilda. So I really recommend that if you're going for a high round especially, you switch over to that Mark II. Now, if you get a mule kick weapon, you should probably get the Scar and then make sure you guys get the shield and then your G-Strikes as well. Now, perks, you're going to want Juggernog, Speed Cola, Quick Revive, Stamina Up, and free Double Tap. Now, you should also try to get all perks from the dig sites, just because you can, and why not, right? Yeah, so that's about it for Origins and all of Black Ops 2. Next video. Bruh.
Come on, jackpot, singing boots on a Saturday night. Kicking down doors, trying to make it happen. Playing don't miss.
Alright, now, moving on to the next map. Shadows of Evil. Now, the 4 perks that you probably should be running on this map is Quick Revive, Juggernog, Stamina Up, and Widow's Wine. Brand new perk introduced first on this map. Now, this is going to be the first time in a long time, I think the first time maybe ever, that I'm not mentioning a ray gun. Because in Black Ops 3, you got this little thing called double pack-a-punch abilities. And one sec. Now, for weapons, so you're going to want the KRM with Blast Furnace on it. So the KRM with Blast Furnace, honestly, I just think Blast Furnace is perfect for all shotguns, and you should run it at all times. Now, maybe you could get turns, because really you're only using the KRM to take out the Margwas. Now, you have the Apothecant Servant, which is just... I love the Apothecant Servant. It's so good, and it just shoots a black hole, and guess what? You're fine. And then you're fine, okay? Yeah, and you also, if you don't want to use the KRM, you could use the M8A7 with Deadwire, get those zombie kills real easy. You're going to also want to get the upgraded shield and Lil Arnie's, and you can upgrade them if you know how, though it's not necessarily necessary. Alright, so next map I'm talking about, it's a lot smaller than Shadows of Evil. This is the Giant. Now, perks, let's start off with Juggernog, Speed Cola, Quick Revive, and Double Tap. Sorry, my notes didn't have Jug on it, and I was like, that's not right. Now, weapons, Wonder Waff and a Dingo. You probably want turned on the Dingo. Now, later on when you're going to be training, swap out the Dingo for a KM44. Slap some Deadwire on it, and honestly, you could probably make it to around 50, 60, 80, 90. I don't know how good of a zombie player are you. You can make it to around 1 million if you wanted, really.
Never trusted you, Richtofen. Never.
You should trust me, Dempsey. You all should.
Moving on to the next map, this is Dreisendrach. Now, 4 perks you should be running on Dreisendrach. Juggernog, Double Tap, Speed Cola, and Quick Revive. Really, you only need 2 weapons, and you should never need anything else. You can get fully set up by round 10. Totally, if I'm being honest. Lightning Bow and a KRM with Blast Furnace. Blast Furnace affects the Panzer. That's why I recommend you get that. Make sure you pick up the shield, and you get the Ragnaroks to also trap the Panzer on the later rounds, because the Lightning Bow will not be able to handle it. I learned that the hard way with multiple round 100 attempts that ended at round 50 something, okay? Like, it's just not very happy. The Rising Drag's a pretty simple map. Honestly, most of you probably know exactly what you're going to run when you go on to Rising Drag. Now, if you're running 2-player, you could choose any of the other bows, and it would probably be fine. Really. All of them are mostly equal. The lightning bow doesn't really take you to the really high rounds, so in those later rounds, maybe run the fire bow, because it's really good against the panzers, and you can just kill them with your KRM and blast furnace. Or, I don't know what you're going to want to run for your bow, but whatever it is, they're all very good. So, just if you're playing solo, use the lightning bow up to like round 40. You can probably survive without a doubt. And then just switch over to the wolf bow. And then honestly, at that point, swap out your KRM for an HVK. Or a KN, M8A7. Something with deadwire. And you can make it.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Alright, now the next map I'm covering, DLC 2 of Black Ops 3, Zetsubo... Sorry guys, Zetsubo no Shima. So, let's jump right into this. 4 perks you should be getting. Widow's Wine, Juggernog, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, and then you can get a 5th perk slot if you do the challenges. With that, I recommend getting Double Tap. Now, if you're in shut up. Now, if you're in 2-player, get Mule Kick instead of Quick Revive, and the second player instead of Mule Kick should get Stamina Up. So first player if you're playing in 2-player, should have the KT4 and the KRM with an HVK on Deadwire. The KRM should be your Mule Kick weapon. That should be the 3rd weapon you get. Yeah, for the second player, just get a KRM and an HVK. HVK is a really convenient wall buy on that map, so that's why I recommend you get it. Get the gas mask. Honestly, like, it's not like a necessity, but it'll help you out a ton. Get the shield. Obviously, the shield's really good. There's no reason not to get it. And then get the Skull and Unsopway, because it recharges really fast. So make sure you have that and you can use it, because it also takes you can hold it out for the most amount of time, and you can get the most kills with it at fully charged out of any specialist weapon. And honestly, I think it's the best specialist weapon in all of Black Ops 3. Maybe the Dragon Fist from Garad Crovey is kind of up there. Yeah, good segue, Lane. Speaking of Garad Crovey, that was dumb. I'm editing that out.
I love this effing gun. Get it? Because it's effing, like, fuck.
Let's jump right into it on Garad Crovey. So for your perks, you're going to want Juggernog, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, and Double Tap. Now you're going to want, for weapons, a Ray Gun Mark III, and a PPSH or a FFAR. Those are the 2 best weapons in this game. Your Ray Gun Mark III will be able to take out the Manglers easily. Now, second player, instead of the Ray Gun Mark III, just get Blast Furnace and a PPSH. You want Deadwire on your PPSH or your FFAR. Like, I prefer the PPSH, that's why I wrote it down. Get the Dragon Shield. It's really good. Get the Specialist. I was just talking about that Dragon Fist, because it's just cool. Send your dragon out, your baby dragon to fight for you. It's sick. I actually love it. Shut the fuck up! Come here, puppy. You want to say hello to the video, Alfredo? You're a fat dog now, okay? It's not as easy to pick you up. He's a fat dog. This is Aiden's dog, Alfredo. For those of you guys who watched our Dumb Ones channel, you would have remembered him. Alright. From the introduction as the channel mascot, where he then appeared to show up in 0 videos after that. Yeah. Isn't that just fantastic?
That's a true mascot there.
Yeah, exactly. Get the Dragon Strike on Garad Crovey as well, just by doing the lockdown. It's really easy and it's quite fun. So it kind of acts as a monkey bomb. Speaking of monkey bombs, get the monkey bombs and upgrade them as well. The upgraded monkey bombs are really cool. You can get them on other maps with crate power, but this is the only map that has a step to do it. Other than shadows with the upgraded little Arnies. Also get the wings because they're really easy to get. All you have to do is take the dragon from the 3 dragon stations and you can get the wings on Garog Krovi, and you no longer have to ride the dragon, you can just teleport there. Which is pretty nice if you ask me. Garog Krovi is a really hard map, so I recommend sticking to this like strategy and this setup fairly strictly because it's a fairly difficult map, especially if you're going for a high round. So best of luck, honestly. Alright, now the last map on the Black Ops 3 video game before Zombie Chronicles came out is Revelations. So on Revelations, the 4 perks you're going to want to get is Juggernaut, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, and Mule Kick. Mule Kick is honestly a necessity on this map because there's 2 really good wonder weapons. So, Apothecary Servant, a Thunder Gun, and an ICR with Deadwire. The ICR is on a really good location on the stage. If you just want to stay alive, I recommend just training there. It'll be fun. You can have fun, get to a pretty high round. Second player, get the Thunder Gun and the ICR. Now the first player, you're going to want an Apothecary Servant, a KRM, and the ICR as well. So yeah, KRM with Blast Furnace if you don't have the Thunder Gun, just because it'll be the best at taking out the Panzers, the Margwas, shit like that. Okay, so now starting Black Ops 3 Zombie Chronicles, I'm actually at Declan's house. Declan, say hi.
What's up?
Yeah, we're chilling in his room. It's a really nice room. Honestly, I should record when I'm here more often because this place is lit. You know, like there's 2 monitors. Like we both have a full PC setup with a PS5. Okay, like we're chilling right now. All right, so moving on to Zombie Chronicles, starting with Nocturne and Toten. Now there's 2 strats you can run. If you're playing co-op, okay, you should be honestly do a camping strat. If you're playing co-op, you can camp until like round 30. That's what I think you should do. Get Jug, Double Tap, Mule Kick, Speed Cola. Those are the 4 perks you want, and then you can get a Thunder Gun, a Ray Gun Mark II, and a Dingo, and you just sit back there and you camp. Maybe you get an RPK instead of the Dingo if you prefer that, but that's essentially the plan. Now, in solo, you want to train. Honestly, camping in solo is like, it kind of falls off a lot earlier. Jug, Quick Revive, Widows, Stamina up, okay? Now, if you're playing 2-player and you guys both want to train, you can throw out Quick Revive and you can get, like, Speed Cola, Double Tap, Mule Kick, I don't know, whatever you really feel like, because it's Nocturne and Toten. Yeah. And if you're training, the weapons you're going to want to use is the Thunder Gun and the KN-44. KN-44 has that really nice wall buy, easily the best wall buy on the map. Yeah. Okay, now one thing I want to mention is with Verrucht, if you're going to be using Gobblegums, I don't like to include them, but if you are, you should get wall power, get bullet boost so you can get a HVK or like an ICR or something. Because the weapon I'm about to suggest really doesn't have the best ammo. Okay, so the 4 perks you're going to want to run on Verrucht Black Ops 3 is going to be Juggernog, Double Tap, Widow's Wine, and Quick Revive. Now, I do recommend you hit the Wonder Fizz for Widow's Wine because that Verrucht's a very close quarters map, so zombies are going to be trying to smack you, and it gives you a little second to pause. Run a Wonder Waff and a Ray Gun Mark II. Really, that's about it. Without Gobblegums, that's about all you really can run, so you know. Yo, quick shout out to Aiden for the thumbnail. Appreciate you, my dog. Channel's in the description, of course. And moving on to the next World of War map in Zombie Chronicles is Shino Numa on Black Ops 3. Now you're going to want to get Stamina Up, Juggernaut, Double Tap, and Quick Revive. Now get the Wonder Waff and the PPSH. Now, the Mark II does have better ammo, and if you want to swap out Stamina Up for Mule Kick, you can do that, and you can run the Mark II as well as the PPSH. Or you could get a wall buy, because Black Ops 3 has very good wall buys. And if you want ammo, replace like with some assault rifle like the ICR, A3K, KN44, and you should be good. You should be good to go. So now moving on to Kino der Toten, which is the first Black Ops 1 map in Zombie Chronicles. The weapons, or the perks I recommend you getting, sorry, my bad. Juggernaut, Stamina Up, Widows, and Quick Revive. Now, this is pretty obvious. You get this from the Wonder Fizz mostly. That's where you're going to want to get Widows and Stamina Up. Get a Thunder Gun and the ICR, because the ICR wall buy is right by the stage. You're going to want to run Deadwire on the ICR so you can get those consistent kills, and that could take you to round 80 right there. Go ahead. Go have fun. Honestly, Kino is not a very difficult map, so yeah. Alright, now on Ascension Black Ops 3, this is honestly one of my favorite ones because it's just so perfect. Juggernaut, Quick Revive, Stamina Up, Widow's Wine, and then for the weapons, you're going to want a Thunder Gun and then a RK5 with Deadwire. I'm dead serious, dude. You can train him with the RK5 on Deadwire on this map forever. I managed to get to around like 60 something. I'll see if I can pull up the clip for this video, but I probably won't if I'm being honest, so we'll see. I got to like round 65 just with this strategy, and tons of people have gotten to round 100 plus. So yeah, I think this is honestly what you should run. A nice, simple Ascension. Now moving on to Shangri-La, the perks you're going to want to run is Juggernaut, Widow's, Speed Cola, and Quick Revive. It's very important you have Speed Cola, because you can get caught around corners in this map so quick, and being able to reload fast is such a huge bonus. Make sure you get a Baby Gun and a KRM with Blast Furnace. I say Blast Furnace just because that's what I like running on the KRM. The KRM's really nice, like good get the fuck out of my way gun, or get out of my face gun. That's kind of what it's known as. Yeah, Shang is really hard, so honestly, good luck to you if this is what you're trying to do, but, yeah. So the 4 perks you're going to want to run on this next map here is, the next map is Moon, and the 4 perks you're going to want to run is Juggernaut, Quick Revive, Widows, and Mule Kick. I love running Mule Kick on this map because then you can end up going with the Zap Gun and the Ray Gun Mark II, and then you can get a KN44 with Deadwire. Now if you're playing 2 players, swap out the Quick Revive for like probably Speed Cola, and then the other player can run a KRM instead of Zap Guns. And then yeah, it should be, Moon's really fun. I think this is like my favorite setup to run going into Moon. Yeah. Origins Black Ops 3, you're going to want Juggernaut, Stamina Up, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, and then your free double tap. Staff of choice, I already explained this in the Black Ops 2 segment of the video, even though that was now 2 days ago that I recorded that. Yeah, the staff of choice, just pick whatever you prefer, and then get the KN44 with fireworks, because why not? I haven't said it all video. Make sure you get your shield, G-Strike, Maxis drone, all that jazz. I already told you guys this, so. Alright, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not want to record this segment of the video. Black Ops 4, honestly, it's a little interesting because the potential for loadouts is obviously there because you spawn in with a like custom class loadout fucking pretty much. So, you know, let's just go into it on Voyage of Despair. Time Slip, PhD Slider, Dying Wish, Stone Cold Stronghold. There you go. Voyage of Despair, honestly, I don't really know the strat. I just figured, like, with this, you can just chill with, like, you know, Wraithfire, Kraken, a Helion Salvo. Then I figured Viper and Dragon, because why not? I don't care about BO4, but I know if you run this, you'll get to a pretty high round if you just camp with a Kraken and a Helion Salvo. And then do a little bit of training just to survive, but yeah. Okay, now 9 is actually a pretty fun map, and I do enjoy it a lot, so let's get into it. I actually know what I'm talking about on 9. I don't really care about Voyage. Stamina, PhD Slider, Dying Wish, and then Time Slip. You're gonna want the Scorpion Wonder Weapon, bro, because it's the Wonder Weapon and it's good. And then the Helion Salvo, because it's cracked and you won't die while you have it. So, yeah. Black Ops 4. Oh yeah, also get the Homunculus and the Hammer of Valhalla, just because the Hammer of Valhalla is cool and you can kill shit with it. Now, moving on to Blood of the Dead. Blood of the Dead, one of the hardest Easter eggs ever. Declan, me and you should probably do like a real attempt at Blood of the Dead Easter egg. Okay. Alright, Blood of the Dead, moving on with the perks, baby. Here we go. Electric Cherry, Bandolier Bandit, Stone Cold Stronghold, and Time Slip. Get a Wraithfire, a Katana, get the Shield, and then the Magma Gat and the Mark II. And the strat I recommend running is at the first dog head, chill there with the Lightning Trap and your Magma Gat, or not the Lightning Trap, the Spinny Trap and the Magma Gat, and just kill a bunch of fucking bitches, bro. Just go pow, 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 pow. Kill the motherfucker. Moving on to Classified. It is a lot different than 5. Like, a lot different. Dying Wish, Victorious Tortoise, Stone Cold Stronghold, and Time Slip. Winter's Howl, and a Ray Gun Mark II. I don't know if Ray Gun Mark II is actually appropriate. Honestly, I kind of feel like you should be running a motherfucking Helion Salvo maybe, but I'd say Ray Gun Mark II because you're not running PhD with this strat. So get Wraithfire, Shield, Katana. Shield is super important because what I'm telling you to do, I'm telling you to sit by the Shield with Victorious Tortoise and just continuously buy the Shield and just sit there and get the Easter egg done, because all the Easter egg is round 150. Classified.
Really? That's all you need?
Yeah! Okay, now Declan fucking speaks. See, Classified, you're shit! It's kind of fun sometimes, but you're shit! Alright, now moving on, the next map is Dead of the Night. You're going to want Time Slip, PhD Slider, Winter's Wail, Stone Cold Stronghold, get the Hammer of Valhalla, the Wraithfire, and the Shield. Now, I'm realizing I didn't actually write down weapons in my notes, so I'm going to riff off the top of my head here. Get an Alistair's Foley. You should also probably get Silver Bullets, maybe run a... definitely the Helion Salvo, because I got PhD up in here. Alistair's Foley, Helion Salvo, get Silver Bullets for some reason to deal with the werewolves. Dead of the Night. Alright, now the last Chaos map is Ancient Evil. We're going to run PhD Slider, Winter's Wail, Dying Wish, and then Time Slip. Blood Gauntlet and the Helion Salvo. Now, I think the Blood Gauntlet is the best, but if you prefer some of the other gauntlets, you can go ahead and run that. No, I suggest getting Wraithfires, Hammer of Valhalla, and a Shield. And that is Ancient Evil. Now, Alpha Omega, honestly, I was gonna just recommend that you sit at the stairs with a fucking Ballistic Knife and Ethereal Razor and Electric Cherry, and you just kind of cheese it that way. But I figured I'd give you guys an actual strategy that's fun and doesn't make you just want to sit there and, you know, put a shotgun through your head. So we're gonna run up Bandolier Bandit, PhD Slider, Dying Wish, and Time Slip. You're gonna want the Orange Mark II and the Helion Salvo. I know there's 4 Mark IIs, and I know the orange one is the best, so yeah, get Wraithfire and the Katana and the Shield, and don't play Alpha Omega ever again. Look at D-Machine! Look at how long the notes are for D-Machine. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, because...
You like actually went with each loadout. Yeah, although, for weapons, if I said a weapon loadout once, I didn't say it again. I was just like, using the same loadout I stated before.
Oh, I've been recording this whole time. Okay, moving on to Tog der Toten. Moving on to Tog der Toten. Dying Wish, Stamina Up, PhD, and Time Slip. Get a Helion Salvo and the Thunder Gun, even though they're the same weapon. Okay, don't run the Thunder Gun. Don't run that other weird sniper fucking thing. Get Wraithfires. Get the Ragnarok DG4s. Sure. And a shield. And that's about all I can recommend. Let's move on to Cold War. Alright. So we have to restart. This is my second time attempting to record Cold War. Moving on, let's jump right into D Machine. Now you're going to want to get all perks at some point. Get all the perks you can possibly get in the map. Get Jug, Quick Revive, I'd say probably first. Now for the field upgrade, you can change it throughout. Maybe run Aether Shroud at the start. But I like Ring of Fire, and then you're going to want the regular die, the Ray Gun, and the M16 with Deadwire. Now, attachments I run on the M16 is the Quick Dot LED, the SOCOM Eliminator, the 15.9 Strike Team, the Ember Sighting Point, the SVOD Speed Grip, the SAS Mag Clamp, Airborne Elastic Wrap, and a Radar Pad, sorry. Now, if you prefer the electric die, you could run that, because it is a lot better at dealing with Margwas, but I prefer the regular. And then just run a chopper gunner if you get overran. And camping at the top of Noct, you should be able to get to like round 130, probably. Now, moving on to Firebase Z, guess what? You're also going to want to get all of the perks and the Ray K84, the Howler, and then the M16. Now, I recommend running Ring of Fire and camping just where I might be camping on the gameplay, like at the back of the map. I don't know if I'm going to get gameplay of myself camping there, but I hope I have it. Now, attachments for the M16 remain the same. However, the attachments for the Howler do not, or I haven't told you them yet, so let's go. Flash Cone, 12 gauge, 25.2 Task Force, mounted flashlight, Stain Egg, 8-round tube, and a Marathon pad, and that should be good enough for Firebase Z. Obviously, get level 3 armor, get get all of your weapons up to tier 3 gold level, and yeah, it should be going pretty good. Okay, now on Outbreak, you're going to want to get all perks once again. Now, the field upgrade you run might change depending on which Outbreak task you're doing, but overall I think the most consistent one you should be running is Frenzied Guard on Outbreak, because as soon as you pop it, you're basically invincible, and your shield is just going to go all the way back up. Anyway, it's not your shield, your armor. My bad. Obviously get level 3 armor once again. Now, I like running the electric die. It's really good against the megatons. And then run a ray gun and an M16. Now, the second player, if you have more than one player, I recommend one player run the Ray K, just because its shot can slow the zombies down, like its second shot. So running that in like a holdout or like a defend stage is super duper helpful. So yeah, that's essentially what I recommend running on Outbreak. Now, Mauer der Toten, you're going to obviously want to get all perks once again. Now, I like running the Aether Shroud, actually, on Mauer der Toten, and then get the Cerberus. Now, the regular Cerberus, in my opinion, is the best, and it's also just the most fun and satisfying to use. Declan has to go on and play some Mauer der Toten. He still doesn't really know the map too well. Nope, he's nodding his head no right now. We plan on doing the super Easter egg at some point, I think. That'd be really cool. I recommend you guys do it too. You get the purple weapons when you spawn in. Now, you should also get the ray gun and the M16 at some point in your Mauer der Toten run, and then you'll be set up to go the distance. Now, Forsaken, you're going to want all perks. Now, I like running Frenzied Guard and the Chrysalax for weapons. For your weapon, get the Chrysalax, the Howler, and the M16. Now, the attachments for the Howler and M16 stay consistent throughout the whole video. And yeah. Alright guys, so I'm recording an outro now. I don't know if I want to record a different outro once I'm done editing, but honestly this video looks really good so far, and I've honestly spent a ton of time on it, and I really hope it does well. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like and subscribe. This is my longest video yet on any channel I've ever been on. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that little bell if you enjoyed and you want to stick around and see more of my stuff, because I plan on posting quite a bit more. And yeah, go check out my other channels, and that's about it. USB on both sides?
It's called the wormhole.
So is it, can you and me share data?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's sick. Love that. That go crazy. Okay guys, so today we're doing a unboxing video of a wire. It's obviously very nice.
Fucking ASMR shit. No. I think it's really cool. I bought it for $15.